Alrighty, so the next one, which is probably my personal favorite translation of recent for the Saturn, at least, because I'm a fan of this thing. Lupin the Third, the Sage of Pyramid, or a Pyramid no Kenja, got a fan translation. So we covered this before years ago. We covered this around for when we did our Tomb Raider cast. We made this the obscure game of the cast, and so we talked about this a little bit. And I actually controversially, I liked it more than Tomb Raider.
Wow. Okay. Why is that? Yeah. Why did you like it? It is Tomb Raider like. That's why there's a comparison.
Yeah, I just really enjoy the gameplay of it. I think it's really cool. I think the controls are a little bit more maneuverable than Tomb Raider in a way. It probably has the least better story, and the graphics are probably not as impressive, but I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it still looks nice. Anyway, so tell us about this translation.
So yeah, this was done by Vermillion Desserts. Basically, this one kind of came out of almost nowhere. So Vermillion Desserts posted a video on February 18th saying that they're working on a work in progress build that featured graphics redrawn in English and cutscenes with subtitles. You could see here a little bit of glitching right there, but it's just a work in progress. So I want to take note that this was posted on February 18th. And he stated that the only missing pieces at that point were Fujiko's post-level score scenes and the rest of the level names, according to his post on romhacking.net. And then 10 days later, he then released the patch, meaning the entire patch took him 3 weeks to complete and translate from start to finish in total.
Yeah,
3 weeks. I'm playing with it till release. And here's a couple of comparisons. You could see there were some complaints, as you could see, that the text is the video is a little bit fuzzier because he had to transcode this video and then add the subtitles and put it in again. So it's a little bit fuzzy on the subtitles. I think Trekkies might reach out to him maybe and talk to him about that and get that if he wants to do that. I don't know if he can even
help him. I mean, because to really, when you're like hard coding subs, basically like drawing new subs into every frame of a video, you have to take that original video and then you're re-encoding it, so you're going to lose some kind of detail with that. Like the best practice is either to find a way to do soft-coded subs where you are using some kind of code routine to place the subs on the screen over top of the video, or you find a higher quality source of the video somewhere else to add the subs to, and then replace the original video in the Saturn with your new one, because then when you're transcoding for the Saturn, it's going to lose a little detail, but you're starting from a higher quality one anyway, so it'll be okay. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the anime scenes that are in the Sage of the Pyramids game here was ever released anywhere else. Like, it was originally made for this game. It's a Saturn exclusive, and it's never been released anywhere else. So this is our only source for it. What can you do?
Yeah. Fun fact, though, I think TMS Entertainment did the animation, which is the people that did not only Lupin the Third, but Detective Conan, coincidentally. But even more coincidentally, TMS Entertainment is owned by Sega Sammy.
Yes, Sega. That is Sega's anime studio. So makes sense, I guess.
Also, coincidentally, and I guess not. And obviously, Sonic X was made by TMS Entertainment as well. So, just a lot of coincidences there. I do have to say that Lupin is probably one of my favorite animes of all time. That's not Detective Conan. It's really fun. For people that don't know, it is I'll play the trailer right here just for people to get a sense of it. It's better I show this than explain it.
Lupin the Third, just
don't get us kicked off YouTube.
What is dead?
You foolish man! I am a Jito Ryo master.
Excuse me, Bikini Inspector. Who are you? Spin that wheel, my good man. Lupin's here to play. Work with me now. Hello. I got a pair of pretty bracelets with your name on them, Lupin.
To the Emperor of Thieves.
Yep. So, for people that don't know, Lupin the Third is basically is basically a famous manga made by Kazuhiko Kato, also famously known as Monkey Punch. And you basically play as the famed thief Arsène Lupin III, grandson of the fictional gentleman thief Arsène Lupin by Maurice Leblanc. And he basically goes around with his friends Daisuke Jigen, which is a marksman, and Gomon, a master samurai who's also a descendant of the very real Ishikara Gomon. So that one's a real person. It's a lot of people based off people. And then occasionally teammate femme fatale Fujiko Mine. Basically plot and steal treasure all over the world with varying degrees of varying levels of success and seriousness. It's a very, I would say it's more of a, I wouldn't say it's a kind of a joke anime. Kind of, it's like a comedy, so there's a lot of funny stuff.
It's
a lot
silly.
of less stuff. I guess if people really want to experiment, like get into the series, I would definitely recommend you start with the part 2 Lupin, the one I showed there, or watching was it the castle of was it the castle one? I forgot what the name. Yeah, Casa Cagliostro, and then the new movie Lupin the Third. The first was really good. So. Definitely my 3 recs. We did ask some interview questions about the patch itself. Where he actually gives shouts out to Malenko. Yeah, we actually reached out to him on YouTube because we couldn't find any info. Me and Dan tried to hunt him down, and we couldn't find him anywhere. But he basically said,
from the ROM hacking for him. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, so basically he said, yeah. Also, Cagliostro was also technically the first Ghibli movie. Not officially, but it's technically the first Ghibli movie. Yeah. Also, nice. Fun fact on that. It's pretty much the majority of the people that founded Studio Ghibli later, so people consider it the first quote-unquote Ghibli movie, which I'm glad it's Lupin, because Lupin is probably one of the best anime of all time. Just my opinion. But anyways, we go and ask him about the translation. He said mostly, and how he got into it. He said he mostly just followed Malenko's advice from the Let's Replace SEGA Saturn graphics on Sega Extreme. He used Aegis subs and a couple of versions of Virtual Dub for subtitling, but it only worked in Windows 95, and that's always a pain. That's kind of where I was stuck with that. All the texture files ended up editing using CMP compression, and then that threw him loop at first, but then he was able to figure that out and get that going. And then we asked him asked him about his first time translating, and he said it was his first time doing a Saturn game and his first time using a memory editor for anything. He picked this one because he stumbled across it, played it from start to finish, and loved it. And I guess he wanted to give it a little exposure bump, and he picked a bit of a big boy title for his first translation project, so it feels like it's something that's worth doing that doesn't have to drag out for years. And it felt like a good fit, and he actually started watching the one I just showed, the Red Jacket Part 2 dub, Lupin the Third Part 2, the one that was mentioned above that I just showed you, which is no notes dub. I do agree. It has probably some of the best voice casting and an incredibly funny dub. I do think if people really want to watch Lupin the Third, definitely watch Part 2. I think it holds up pretty well. I watched it recently again, and amazing. Love Lupin. So definitely highly recommend watching that. But there's also one thing we have to disclose because of last week. So we couldn't find anything about anybody else on the team besides Vermillion Desserts on the project, and he was really the only one that was listed as working on it. And there wasn't really a README or any information to see if he had anyone helping him. So I think it was just him. But we tried to track down how he went about it, but it seemed like that in the past he did indicate that he used both AI and machine translation in his processes.
He's worked on other translation patches for other consoles. We did find some posts on ROM Hacking's forums where he was talking about using machine translation and AI. Which is maybe the more upsetting thing for people when he's working on this stuff, that he doesn't really know Japanese. So it does seem likely that he used those tools, if you will, to create this Lupin the Third translation patch. So you can take that into account if you are considering checking the patch out.
Yeah, so there's definitely that. I just feel like we should disclose that. I feel that moving forward, I think we should probably disclose that upcoming.
Yes.
So people don't think we try to hide anything. I think we do our best. So even last week on that same cast, we talked about that too. about the AI use of a and the was it the emulator, I think.
Creating the the creator of Yabasan SHIRO said that he used AI to help him redesign the front end part of the emulator on Android. So he said he tried using it to in the actual emulation of the Saturn, and he found that it was causing more problems than it was solving. So he's like, I'm not going to do that. But I guess it did help him, he said, to create the user interface part of it. So
yeah, so
we're definitely going to bring that up because I mean, like I said, a lot of people have justifiable misgivings about AI, and some people have higher tolerances for it than others, and might want to avoid everything that AI touches. And other people might decide, well, maybe I don't care at all. I really want to play this patch or whatever, so I'm just going to play it anyway or whatever. But
and to be honest,
we'll put it out to you to decide on your own.
Yeah, and that frankly, I think Dan nailed on the head. It's none of our business to sort of tell you what to do. We're just reporting on it. If you want to play it, if you feel like you can get over it, you can. If you can't and you want to not play it, then I agree. I think a lot of people had some pretty good takes on it. I know the Sega guys did a video talking about it as well, and pretty much saying that yeah, as much as the hatred of AI for the egregious stuff is bad, I think people might be sort of taking this one a bit too far, and maybe, you know, I think hitting everybody on the head because there's some machine translation used at some point might be a little bit far. But like I said, that's my personal opinion. I'm not going to tell anybody how they want to play it. If they want to play it, they can. If they don't want to, they don't want to. Out of principle, that's 100% your business.
Yeah, like we're going to report on this stuff no matter what.
Yeah, we have to. We're SHIRO.
It is. Yeah, it's something happening in the Saturn community, so we're going to let everybody know about it, whether it is unsavory or not, just as we have with other unsavory stories in the past that, you know, even ones that had nothing to do with AI. So.
ルパン三世ピラミッドの賢者。今度の仕事はこいつだ。大英博物館からかっぱらってきたこの本にな、逆さピラミッドに隠されたお宝のことが書いてあるんだよ。モイランの瞳っていう名のピンクダイヤモンドなんだけっどもがな、握り拳台はあるって代物だ。なんでも元は超古代兵器の心臓部だって話。まあそんな物騒な目的に使われるよりもよ、このルパン様がいただいちゃうかって、まあこういう寸法だ。
考古学上今世紀最大の発見と言われた逆さピラミッド。ところが調査中だったイギリスカーネル大学の調査隊が消息を絶ちました。 これで発見から数えて3組の調査隊がピラミッドの中で姿を消したことになります。関係者の間ではピラミッドの呪いとの噂が広がっています。
この俺様が呪いなんか恐れるかってね。こいつが逆さピラミッドだ。ついこの間発見されたばかりの世にも珍しいピラミッド。何でも音響測定の結果、普通のピラミッドの底面から鏡に映したようにもう一つのピラミッドが伸びてるって話だ。どうやらこのピラミッドただの遺跡じゃなさそうなんだな。果たしてどんな秘密が隠されているやら楽しみだね。
はいほさら。
まったくこんなとこまでご苦労さん。
待てるば
そんなに簡単に捕まるわけにはいかないのよね。
逃がすか。
ピラミッドのお宝全部頂戴するぜ。次元五右衛門抜かるなよ。ピラミッドの中にこんな近代的な部屋があるとはね。一体どうなってんだ。それにさっき襲ってきた奴ら一体何者なんだ。空き家だと思って気軽にやってきたものの住人がいるなんて聞いてねえぜ。
彼らはムルロイ人です。太古の神に近い種族。
あらー、どこからともなく可愛い子ちゃん。
彼らは自分たち以外の種族には大変残虐です。捕まれば命はありません。この部屋だけは彼らも入ってはこれませんから、脱出のチャンスがあるまでここから動かないようにしてください。
待ってくれ。君は一体。 お宝お宝。うひひひひ。やべ。頼むぜ次元。
面白くなってきやがった。
あらー頼むぜレモン。
承知。